was at a ceremony, and all of the women were on the north side and all of the men were on the south side in the hogan, and they were talking during a break in the ceremony, and they were discussing this yellow corn pollen path. Among our people, we are always given some way to remember certain things that we are to do as Dene. And so it is that one of the things that my late father made for me was this bow guard. It's called Keito. It's just what it is, that when you shoot a bow, the string would slap your wrist, and if it was unprotected, it would rip the skin off. So they refer to this as a bow guard, or in our language we call it Keito. But the design on this, traditionally they didn't use turquoise very much because it was not in great abundance. But if they did apply the metal silver to their work, then there were certain markings in that they used to have. And so if you can see this bow guard, it has on each of the four corners a ridge. These are symbolic of the four sacred mountains. And then in the center you have a large turquoise, and then you have four of them on the various points. And these are symbolic of the four sacred directions, and also identifying the stages of life of infancy, adolescent, adult, and old age. But you also see some tiny beads that are right next to the one in the middle, the turquoise in the middle. The turquoise in the middle is the way my father told me. He says, that's you. And then there's two beads that are at the side of the smaller turquoise. These are the male and the female, which would be the protection song or the protection prayer on each of the stages of my life. Georgia, is the beauty way, and in the beauty way there is a prayer that is said, and it is that when I was growing up, and the old people, I was at a ceremony, and all of the women were on the north side and all of the men were on the south side in the hogan, and they were talking during a break in the ceremony, and they were discussing this yellow corn pollen path. Tadatimbe is what they called it. And they were talking about that being a very necessary part of our existence as Dene, or as a five-fingered being. And so it was that they were saying that when you offer your prayer and you take and use the corn pollen, you take a pinch of the corn pollen out of the pouch and you put a little bit of it on here on the top of your head where your hair grows in the spiral, then you put a little bit of it on your tongue, and then what's left between the thumb and the index finger you sprinkle to the direction east. And that sprinkling of corn pollen is called the yellow corn pollen path. And the prayer is basically, let there be joy and happiness and confidence and peace before me. Let there be joy, happiness, confidence, and peace behind me. Let there be joy, happiness, confidence, and peace below me. Let there be joy, happiness, confidence, and peace above me. And then all around me, let there be joy, happiness, confidence, and peace. That's the translation. And after you say that part of the prayer, then of course you ask for the things that you want the holy people to consider you having. And they always tell us that when you pray, that you wear your turquoise. And so it is when the holy people see you offering that prayer and they see the turquoise that you're wearing, they say, that is one of our children that knows where he came from. What is he asking for? Let's give it to them. And so it is that's the reason why I always wear the turquoise, is that I recognize and understand that I came from a previous existence as a spirit being before I became a spirit being and a physical being combined. and that I am an emotional being and I am a thinking being as well. And so when the prayers are offered, it is to bless the spirit and to bless the emotion, to bless the mind, and to bless the physical being that we are. And those prayers are said in such a way that you recognize that you're asking the holy people for some very special consideration, and they will help you, and it will be that they will give you the help that you need and that give you direction in your life. Prayer is very important, and I've had other people that have asked questions on that. It's not about religion. It's not about religion at all. It's about spirituality. And spirituality is just simply having a relationship with your deity as you understand those beings or that being. And so those are the things that we are told.